What did insiders know about Charlie Kirk's relationship with Candace Owens? What they knew seems pretty shocking, and I can't believe we've gone this far without actually talking about it. Because Candace Owens, through a short video that has not popped off yet, that didn't come from her, reveals the truth about Charlie's marriage. Was it all a lie?
Charlie Kirk.
Yes.
Did you ever date Candace Owens?
Not in real life.
Charlie might have experienced what we know to be a love at first sight with Candace. There seems to be a leaked video that proves that Erika Kirk might have some deeper resentment than we even knew. Because Turning Point USA is working really hard to bury Charlie's relationship with Candace. Did Charlie Kirk have a hidden romance? Did that lead to his... New evidence reveals that the real reason Erika Kirk is terrified might have a lot more to do with a little something than we initially expected.
I saw passion and vision unlike anything that I've encountered.
So what they aren't telling you about the absolute bloodbath between Erika Kirk and Candace Owens and Larry Loomer and all these freak show characters is that it all traces back to Charlie accidentally experiencing love at first sight. And we have the video. And there is a very specific type of unhinged panic that sets in when you realize that your partner might be in love with their best friend. There is a lot of right-wing pandemonium going down on TV, on social, but we got our hands on some buried footage that really gives us a window into this bizarre feud with the widow and the bestie. And we have reason to believe that it is all fueled by suppressed, agonizing sexual tension.
But Candace Owens is engaged now, which is amazing, to a wonderful man.
And I thought we were going to get such, like, when I announced my engagement, my fiance, we were expecting such, like, horrible comments, but actually they all went to Charlie. Charlie got trolled the hardest.
It was all me.
They were like,
it was exclusive
Charlie
to me.
was friend zoned. Charlie.
Yes, Charlie was sold a pack of lies
Candace
this entire
is cheating
time.
on Charlie. Yeah.
And I'm going to show you the video. By the end of this video, you're going to see the exact clip that the right-wingers do not want us to see. Turning Point USA does not want you to see this. So stick around, because once you see the humiliating chemistry between Charlie Kirk and Candace Owens that they desperately tried to hide, Erika Kirk's recent spiral, and why she's been kind of stepping out of the limelight ahead of her trial makes a whole lot more sense. And real quick, I'm Lauren Paritra. We're in New York for a couple of days. Willa Paritra is in a cone. She was on Cone Watch. Now she's unfortunately in the cone. Got some eye allergies going on and we can't resist a scratch. But we do this show every day out of pure principle and an absolute refusal to ever let Katie Miller catch up. Katie Miller is the wife of Stephen Little Bitch Miller, the pale white nationalist from Santa Monica behind all of this ICE and immigration terror. And we can almost 2x our subscriber lead on Katie Miller with your support. So consider every sub, every follow, every comment, 6 words or more, every share, every follow across wherever you get your podcasts, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeart, etc. Consider every action an F you to Katie and Stephen Little Bitch Miller. And also, it is Stephen Miller's season, so he could be multiplying like lantern flies if you don't hit that subscribe button and take that extra step to stay in touch and stay protected, okay? So the mainstream press is treating the fallout of Charlie's death like this is just some beef between two strong personalities.
What do you want to say to Candace Owens and the other people that are putting these lies out into the world right now? Stop.
But what we're really seeing is this doesn't really have anything to do with the donor list. They are completely ignoring the messy, deeply human emotions actually driving this bus. We have to look at the biological reality of cross-sex, heterosexual friendships as adults. And then we also have to look pretty honestly at the emotional intimacy with Erika Kirk and Charlie Kirk. Compare that to Candace Owens and Charlie Kirk. There is some physical attraction and some really loud signals being sent that show that there was a romantic relationship just waiting for that green light. Best friends share deep secrets. They know each other's insecurities. Adding a natural physical spark to that and also some unregulated access creates a highly risque mix. So we keep seeing, as we dig deeper here, that there was a platonic friendship, but were they hooking up? Were they leaning on willpower? Before we get into Candace Owens holding a hostage negotiation with a grieving widow on leaked audio, we have to look at the psychology here. So What they aren't telling you about the collapse of Turning Point USA and the whole empire, because it is falling to absolute shit right now, is that Charlie Kirk's fatal flaw was maybe just experiencing love at first sight, and it wasn't with Erika. What we're seeing is that his brain lit up when he met Candace. And when you have your brain lit up and you're a straight man, logic sometimes can go out the window. So chemistry and biological impulse are pretty strong controllers of your body. And what we can see with chemistry is that it signals compatibility regardless of your desire to maintain a simple platonic friendship. And we see too that like when people spend a lot of time with one another, they kind of naturally become more attracted to each other. There's lots of bodies of research on people who meet their partner in a work setting because you're spending so much time with these people that you like biologically just start getting attracted to people that you might not otherwise be attracted to. The psychology here is that prolonged exposure creates continuous background processing in your head. What I'm getting at here is it's very difficult for an adult straight man and adult straight woman to just be best friends. Okay? Because that's an intimate relationship. And with intimacy, sometimes just it's hard to draw the line and stick to it. Again, come for me. I would welcome your feedback.
Today's episode is brought to you by Chapter. You know what's super unhinged? The way Medicare works. Like, look, I spent 15 years inside of marketing machines, and I know the difference between a system built to help you and one built to confuse you. Medicare is the second one. Thousands of plans, conflicting information, never-ending spam calls. That's why you need to know about Chapter. Chapter is the only Medicare advisor that compares every plan nationwide. The doctors you like, the medications you take, your priorities. They use it all and they find a plan that actually fits your life. If you've already found the right plan, they'll tell you. And if not, they'll help you switch. Last year, seniors who found new plans with Chapter saved an average of $1,100 on healthcare costs. If you're turning 65 or already on Medicare, call Chapter at 424-292-6476. It's free. It takes under 20 minutes, and that's an express line. Seriously, just do it. 424-292-6476.
We have gone through so much, and everything from going to the embassy, move in Jerusalem, from going to driving from San Francisco to LA just because I was driving. I was driving. Let's be very clear about this. She was riding. She was passengering. Is that a word? We'll make it one.
I was passengering.
But getting kicked out of a restaurant in Philadelphia.
That was fun.
And that was really something. To being heckled at campus events, all sorts of fun things.
Right.
It's been quite a journey, and we wouldn't trade it for the world. No,
it's been a wonderful journey.
What we're getting at here is we found deeply humiliating footage that proves that this best friendship, kinship was likely more than that. And this is probably the real reason Erika Kirk is trying to destroy her. We pulled the tape. He sat on camera and explicitly admitted he hired Candace in 4.5 minutes. Nobody conducts a legitimate corporate vetting process in under 5 minutes. He got hit by a biological truck. This man was love struck by this woman. He completely failed to mask it too. Look at these videos.
So I met Candace at an event back in November, and Candace, fact check me if I'm wrong, I think I hired you 4.5 minutes after I met you.
I think it was 3.5 minutes.
3.5 minutes.
And the deal was done, and the rest, as we say, is history in the making,
It's history.
So I hired Candace Owens 4.5 minutes after I met her. I saw passion and vision unlike anything that I've encountered.
He rattled off adjectives with the energy of a man who just had his business model hijacked by his little heart. He called Candace confident, articulate, charismatic, fierce, funny, and direct. Can you guys find any other videos of him saying anything nice about his wife?
And you grill me for what, 3 hours?
Yeah.
Easily. And then afterwards, he got finished with his burger, and he just sat there, and he looked at me. And he's like, you know what? I'm not going to hire you. And I was like, that's fine. I don't need this job. I'm doing plenty of other things here in Manhattan. He was like, I'm going to date you.
He was basically a teenager writing in his diary, but very publicly. The internet caught this vibe for a reason. And Candace dropped a recent tribute video talking about their special relationship, and the longing was glaring. And then there's a creator named Shrillith who went viral comparing their dramatic, apocalyptic energy to Halo 3. They operated with an intense, undeniable devotion to one another. So they clearly have this deep bond that set the tone for their entire working relationship, forcing that much suppressed chemistry into a right-wing political machine that makes everything else kind of radioactive. So if two people who manage this like tension for years suddenly like never have any end to that, never any like real closure, can that explain what's going on between Erika Kirk and Candace Owens? Because Erika Kirk walked into this and was completely kind of like third wheeling their relationship, so it seems. She knew that she was second place in her own husband's heart. She married him, and that jealousy can breed some serious unhinged resentment. So this brings us to what's going on now. So Erika Kirk, we know, inherited Turning Point USA. Candace had a arguably even stronger history with their founder. Candace and Erika had a 4.5-hour long meeting after his death at Utah Valley University. Candace ended up leaking the audio. She did it because she fundamentally did not trust Erika. She is signaling to her base that the widow knows more about September 10th than she's letting on. So Erika Kirk sees Candace weaponizing this tragedy and immediately assumes it's a calculated move for political gain, clout, I don't know. But you have conservative insiders buzzing that Candace wasn't necessarily making an actual power play here. People love to argue that she is making a massive campaign, but betting markets are telling a completely different story. Right now on Polymarket, most people are betting that Candace Owens has no interest in going any bigger in politics. People are betting that she's not going to announce a presidential run before 2027. Prediction markets are showing that 86% of people are looking at her trajectory and saying, no, she's going to stick to YouTube and talking some shit about Erika Kirk. 86% of people are saying she's staying to commentary. She's not ready for electoral politics. She's too comfortable in her media lane. So there's a 14% chance, however, though, on Polymarket that she throws her hat in the ring. That's what the smart money is saying. I'm interested and I'm following this influencer commentator space. Love it or hate it, prediction markets can be kind of clear these days, and Candace Owens is likely not running in 2028. She's just fighting a turf war with the worst political grifter of all time. So Charlie Kirk dropping his guard and hiring Candace Owens in 4 minutes created a ticking time bomb. And it's obvious the chemistry they built really got poured into the Turning Point USA brand, and that's gone now that he's gone, and she doesn't really seem to want to have any part in it. It also painted a massive target on his back with somebody named Erika Kirk. So now that he's gone, watching these two unhinged people fight, it just seems like there's a lot more behind the curtain than we're being led on to. And there's a very messy power dynamic. Erika Kirk knows way more than she's letting us know. And we're going to stay on this. I want to know what you guys think. Do you think I'm crazy? Do you think that there's something there? Do you see it too in these clips? Surely we see something. Again, we'll keep digging in here. Make sure you subscribe. Back with more.